Mandela Day. On this most sacred day to us, the world is in a truly unusual time, socially, economically, and environmentally. It is a time of tremendous confusion and suffering, but it is also a time in which we have all been drawn into a state of deep contemplation about how we live as individuals and collectives. Mandela Day is a day which we as South Africans reflect on the power of one person to make profound change in the world. What an important man he was, and how amazing that in these times his symbolic importance continues to grow and to teach. Mandela was the model of humility, humanity, and a power born of clarity and presence. He was a person whose moral fortitude and vision was bigger than politics. He united where there was polarization, and his legacy shines as an example of what is needed more than ever in these times. I first met Mandela when I was 8 years old. He was staying with my family at Londolozi after his release from 27 years of incarceration. I remember I used to take him breakfast in bed before he would take a walk around the garden. I knew him first in a deeply human way, before I came to know him as what he stood for to South Africans. But this I came to learn was not uncommon for Mandela. His capacity to humanize any moment was central to who he was. Before politics, or ideology, or position, or race, or party, he saw a person before him. And out of a deep connection to his own humanity, he made all around him more human, especially those who had been servants of the oppression he had fought. There are stories of Mandela meeting the architects of apartheid in the halls of Parliament after his release, and greeting them in their language, the language of the oppressor. Then he would inquire about their families, how their children were, how their wives were, before getting down to business. He was leading in every moment, creating a human connection before the political agenda. Why is Mandela even more important in these times? Well, to me, he is one of the great disruptors of the algorithm. Right now, we are experiencing so much of the systemic nature of how our world is constructed. Within these systems, there are built-in algorithms of action and response. The oppression of apartheid should have led to a violent revolution. That would have been the built-in response to the apartheid regime. But the algorithm did not account for Mandela, his presence, his clarity, his personal power. He changed the entire future of the nation. Out of oppression, he brought not retribution but unity. He brought a country together around the value in its diversity. He created a new story for a nation. It was nothing short of a miracle. It leaves each of us with a simple direction, and that is to take up the mantle in our own lives to become disruptors of the algorithm. Mandela shows us the power we each have to create unity wherever we go, to step beyond polarizing ideologies and politics, and in our sphere of influence, connect with the human in front of us, especially those that see and feel differently to us. Mandela is the one who teaches us the power and transformation that can flow from one person's life. And as we reflect on this, we may do well to hold on to the idea that for all we know, Mandela's capacity to make change may have come from his grandmother, who we hardly hear of. Perhaps it was her who instilled the moral foundation in him that resulted in South Africa not going to war. I say this to you today as a reminder that we never know what effect our actions today will have on the unfolding of the world. Each one of us must find the Mandela inside ourselves. Each one of us must understand that our actions today could make a Mandela. Each of us must meditate on the understanding that underneath all divisive rhetoric and systemic construction is a humanity mostly unsure how to proceed. Half of why the world is polarizing is because the fabric of the stories of connection to community and nature have fallen, leaving us only with the policies of a few equally lost political parties in which to carve out our own identity of belonging. Mandela asks us all today to step beyond the stories, to humanize the moment, and to be a local disruption in the systemic algorithm towards love, towards life.